Ranty's ignored perspective and convergence and calling it Earth curve. Funny
And
that.
smushing.
How did you figure that out?
Yep. The horizon is in the convergence point, and that is occulting over the things in the background that he says is curved. It's just simple perspective.
Congratulations, Ranty. It's perspective.
Perspective.
Mm-hmm. No,
can you
perspective. There's a difference, Ranty.
Right, where's the 203 meters missing of the mountain on the left-hand side and 111 meters missing of the right-hand side? And where's all the town in the middle? Where's that gone? Where's that, that big gap in the middle? Where's the town there? Where's that hiding?
It's underwater, Ranty. Duh. Perspective.
It's occulted.
Yeah, of
It's
course it
occulted
is,
by the
yeah.
limited angle. It's
Oh, well,
occulted by the limited angle.
Yeah, the one thing I
With
would
that,
say is that the problem with your limited angle thing there, and this really is a big problem, is that because it was taken from quite an elevation, you see, Sandra wasn't at sea level. She was at quite an elevation. And those turbines aren't that far away from the mountain that you're claiming has now disappeared due to perspective. So you have two problems there. There's not such a limited angle to that bottom,
you
is there
think so you think elevation at 61 miles away would not cause perspective just because it's a bit higher?
Is that what's causing the wind turbines to splash the water, is it?
Yeah. How far are those wind turbines away from Sandra's location?
No, please tell me how the wind turbines are splashing the water. No, answer the question. There was a question asked.
I already answered. Limited angle.
The limited angle makes what? The wind turbines splash the water?
It makes it occulted by the water.
Occulted now. So how is the flat water occulting something that's above the water?
Occultation. Perspective.
How?
It rises relative. You see that line? It's called relative to eye level. That's the convergence point, Ranty. Something you seem to ignore.
Is the flat water? How is the flat water occulting something that's above the flat water?
Easy, Ranty. The water is the larger, closer angle. So it occults past the further, smaller angle.
You are so
understand?
dumb.
It converges to the eye.
Oh,
it's really simple.
I could do a whole series on you, Flatzoid. You are so dumb. I mean,
you've been saying that for the last month and haven't done one video on me. I wonder why.
What do you mean I haven't done one video on you?
You showed a thing of my presentation for 2 seconds and laughed. That's all you did. Not actually rebut anything, just laughed.
It's funny. I also did
You're talking about these wind turbines. What is the closest the wind turbine blade gets to the water?
It goes below the water. Yeah. The wind turbine blade goes beyond
because of the convergence point.
Here.
Yeah.
Convergence point.
Do you know anything about
this? Is reality.
Do you know the?
So again, are you saying that horizon is not? Are you saying that horizon is not the convergence point due to perspective, Ranty? Is that what you're telling me?
Sorry, say again. I missed what you were saying then.
That horizon line that's set there. You saying that's not the convergence point? You say it's not a convergence point.
You think that's a convergence point?
Relative to eye level, it's a convergence point. Correct.
Relative to eye level, what's the eye level? Did you measure eye level? Do you know what her eye level was?
Point.
Do you know what her eye level was?
That's her eye level, really.
Can you tell me what her eye level was that you're basing this upon where it is the convergence point? Can you tell me what her eye level is, please?
She's 207 meters.
So she's at 207 meters, right?
Looking straight out.
So when you look at Great Orme, what's the height of Great Orme?
What's that got to do with anything?
Can you tell me what the height of Great Orme is?
We're looking literally at the limited angle, Ranty.
Everything that's occulted,
everything that's occulted by the limited angle is the problem. You're obfuscating from perspective.
Can you tell me the height of Great Orme?
I don't. It can be 10,000 feet. I don't give it.
It's 207 meters.
The problem it's occulted.
Hold on.
Wow.
Hold on. Great Orme is 207 meters. She took the observation from what height now?
You said 207? Camera height 711 feet. Yeah.
About 217 meters, something like that.
Okay.
And Great Orme is at
You-
207 meters. So can you tell me where eye level is then, based upon those 2 points of
I already
reference?
said-
Hold on. She's on a hill.
I already set it up there for you.
Yeah,
the
no, hold
horizon.
on. She's on a hill at 217 meters. She's looking at Great Orme, that's 207 meters. Can you tell me where eye level is based upon those two factors, please?
I already set it up. I got 2 images in here showing you where it is. You see that horizon where the boat is sitting
I
on?
don't see. Are you presenting something?
This guy's literally just invented a new. Ranty, this guy's literally just invented a new, which is apparently the convergence point is now below eye level.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he doesn't want
That is
to
eye
answer, does he?
level. I never said it's below eye level. I said the convergence point is eye level. You guys
That's
are
not-
ignoring
They're
this.
not converging
That
eye
isn't eye level. That's what I'm trying to say to
Ranty?
you. You see the one with the boat. You see the image with the boat. You see where the boat is. You see Great Orme there. You see that behind that is
Both of
Great
them.
Orme. That's the mountain. The top of that mountain is 207 meters. Now, if she's at 217 meters, eye level is ever so slightly just above that mountain that's above the boat. So how are you telling us that eye level is at the floor?
Sorry, how far is that place that you're saying is above?
It makes no difference. It could be a million
it
miles away.
Go down in
It could
angular
be
size.
a million miles
Has
away.
it changed in angular size?
It could
has it
be a
changed in
million
angular
miles
size,
away. It
Ranty?
makes no difference. They're almost
Has it changed in angular size?
identical height.
Ranty,
So
if
cool.
you're
Sorry,
listening to this, he's now saying that eye level changes with angular
Ranty?
angular size.
Okay, I'm
Oh,
talking
my
to
goodness.
Ranty, so you saying things don't change in angular size now with distance? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
That is not what I tried to tell you. I tried to tell you that eye level.
You saying distance doesn't matter?
So is distance
Eye
the
level-
cause of eye level dropping?
It's cause of perspective convergence.
Oh, okay, that's a new one. Perspective
Mm.
convergence, right? Okay, add that to the book, guys.
That's not a new one.
What's
the
new?
horizon?
Have you got a new one?
You
for today?
you see where that boat is sitting on the horizon? Has that raised relative to eye level? Is that the point or is claiming is the Earth curve, Ranty? That point where
did
that
I
boat
claim
is
anything
sitting.
about the boat being Earth curve?
You are claiming it's behind a curve. You claiming everything's behind a curve. So where's that point that Earth is curving then?
We don't have a distance to the boat, do we? We have no idea where the boat is, unless you actually had the time and date, and you could actually track it down on one of the apps that are out there.
According to you, is that
I said,
a
"Where's
visible
eye
part
level?
that's
You dumb
blocking?
fucking idiot!
I
Where
already-
is eye level?"
I'm not going to address that.
Are you blind? Are you this
Tell me
blind?
where eye level is. If she's at 217 meters, it's dead simple.
It's
If
already-
she's at 217 meters,
I've marked it on the 2 images for you, Ranty.
all
How more plain
right.
can
So
it
please
get?
tell the audience that are listening. Please tell the audience where you claim eye level is in the image.
The convergence point on the horizon, where it's showing, where I actually drew it on for you, Ranty.
Right. So you think
He's saying the horizon is rising to eye level.
Relative to eye level, correct. That's how
That's wrong. That's wrong, though.
perspective
You can
works.
just
That's
have
wrong,
it
though.
analyzed.
You can determine where eye level is based upon the height of the mountain.
Okay,
You know
You
the
got
height
two-
of the
you
mountain.
got
You
two-
know, listen. Let me just educate you on this before I sort of like have to go and get some
Educate
food.
me.
So yes, you see you see the boat behind it. You have
Wow.
Great Orme, and you have the highest point there, which is at 207 meters. So if she's at 217 meters taking observation from one side on one mountain, looking across a flat plane of water to another mountain over in the distance at 207 meters in elevation, you can absolutely judge where eye level would be when you are looking at that mountain. And it certainly isn't at the horizon.
and how far is that mountain? And how far is that mountain?
And that's on a flat plane, bearing in mind. That's working it on a flat plane.
And how far is that
In
mountain?
reality,
how far is that mountain?
eye level is substantially higher than the Great Orme.
And how
in distance.
far is that mountain? And how far
It
is that
could be
mountain,
a
Ranty?
million miles away.
No, answer
It
me.
could-
How far is that
almost
mountain?
100 kilometers. Almost 100 kilometers.
Okay. How much angular size difference does that mountain have at 100 kilometers?
Makes no difference.
If it's at the same, 10 meter. So you are ignoring angular compression. You're ignoring angular size change. You're ignoring perspective. You're ignoring distance, and then you're
No,
telling
he's
me
not doing any of those. You were sitting here trying to misuse them, or you don't know the difference.
You're literally
You're talking
putting
to
words
Art
into
Major,
my
yeah.
mouth. Yeah, you were literally putting words into my mouth because you turned around
You
and
said
you
distance
said
doesn't matter.
you
You
turned
said
around.
distance doesn't matter.
You turned around and said that they converge at eye level. That's what you said, and you're trying to.
Yes.
This is so dumb.
The convergence point is at eye level, Ranty. That's how perspective works.
No, that's not true.
Oh, really? Is it not true? So what's happening
That is not true.
Where's the curve blocking the stuff here then, Ranty, if you say there's no curve?
What do you mean,
here?
where's the curve block? Have you watched the video? Have you seen how much is missing at Great Orme? 111 meters.
Nothing's missing. It's occulted
Nothing's
by
missing.
the limited angle.
So where's the town then?
It's occulted by the limited angle.
The limited angle occults things. Right, okay. That's a new one. I didn't realise the limited angle.
It's not new. It's always been the argument, Ranty, the same one you've been making for years.
My
so
goodness.
Don't talk bullshit here.
This guy is so dumb.
Ranty, is that your rebuttal? I
literally lose brain cells talking to you.
I have to see what we have to put up with idiocy because people don't understand how perspective work, and that's the rebuttal.
You've just showed everybody how stupid you are, and you don't even realise it. That's what's frightening here.
Okay, Ranty, let's try another.
How did you get 1,000 subscribers anyway? Holy shit.
I got almost 1,300 already. But Ranty,
how did you get 1,000? Hold on, wait a minute. How did you get 1,300 when you? Hold on. Did you just say you got 1,300? Are you telling me that 300 people have subscribed to you in the past month?
Past week, Ranty.
A bit like Nathan Oakley.
Because I show people how dumb people are like you. No, Ranty,
let's have a look at. Let's have a look at your channel. Hold on before you say.
Be so kind as to Ranty. Would you stop obfuscating? Would you stop obfuscating and actually keep to the discussion? We are discussing the image here.
Yeah, hold on.
Ranty,
hang on. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Would you please, Ranty, stop obfuscating? Can you see this
No, I'm answering
image?
the question.
This image we are talking about, Ranty.
What image?
Not my channel. We're talking about the image. What image? The one we've been talking with elevation. Would you please explain to everybody here how perspective would take into account on this picture, according to you?
How perspective would take into account?
Yeah,
half the damn mountain is missing in the background, and half the damn mountain on the right-hand side is missing. There's a whole town missing. Half the wind turbines are below the waters. Where do you think those things are? You think perspective is hiding them, right? But it's funny that perspective suddenly matches up to the curve calculator absolutely perfectly. The exact amount missing on the turbines that are actually splashing the water, the exact amount missing on Great Orme, the exact amount missing on the mountain in the background, all 8 inches per mile squared or thereabouts, and it's all literally hidden due to Earth curvature, mate. It's nothing to do with perspective.
So you would have
never picked that up in 5 fucking years, then what?
So Ranty, you just conceded then that Earth curve calculator maths just coincides with the angular resolution limit of that limited angle. Thank you very much.
No,
everybody, that's been a wrap.
Do you know what the limited angle is? The diffraction limit of your eye. Do you know what the actual calculation is?
1.22. Yes, I've actually got presentations on this, Ranty, on my channel. You might want to go and watch them.
No. What's the diffraction limit of the human eye?
No.
1.22 times the wavelength.
That's not true.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
yes,
it's 0.02 degrees. It's 0.02 degrees.
1.22 is the wavelength of the eye, dude. Is the aperture of the
diffraction limit of the human eye is 0.02 degrees.
It's 1.22. 1.22.
That just shows how dumb you are.
1.22.
You're listing a coefficient.
Yeah. So
he's asking what the
coefficient is.
He's asking you what the angular limitation is.
Yes, as 0.2 arc seconds.
0.2 arc seconds.
Which comes to 1.22 coefficient. Do you understand that? It's not quite hard to understand that.
And you keep listing a coefficient.
Why are you guys picking up for Ranty. He still hasn't really answered me what perspective was
Answered you
taken into
perfect.
account.
I
For
have
this
literally
picture.
answered. You've presented nothing. You've told people that eye level is where everything's converging.
I haven't presented nothing. I got 2 images.
Which is absolutely wrong on any model.
I got 2
on the
images
globe model
up
or the
with a
flat model.
graph
It
on.
makes. Hold on. Why do you keep talking over me, you fucking dumb piece of shit?
Seems someone's getting triggered.
Well, because you just don't shut up. I'm trying to educate you here on why you're wrong about eye level, and you are just dumb fuckering around with your 1,300 subscribers, which I don't believe for a minute, and just dumb fucking around and trying to tell people that the horizon is where your eye level is, when it's damn well clear that anybody, any idiot in the world, if they actually scale this out properly, can figure out where eye level is in this image. You have all the factors there. Hold on. You have all the known factors there. You have the elevation of the camera, where it was taken. You have the elevation of Great Orme. It is really simple to figure out where eye level is based upon those two things on a flat plane. Just as it's equally able to figure out roughly within a margin of error where it would be on a globe, and that would be higher than Great Orme. But on your model, it would absolutely be just at the top of Great Orme. That's where eye level would be, not down at the convergence point.
I have a model.
Dumb, stupid idiot. I can't believe I'm talking to people that are so stupid.
I have a model.
1,300 subscribers.
I have a model.
Holy shit.
I have a model.
1,300.
Don't worry, Ranty. Don't worry, Ranty. For some reason, he thinks that 0.02 degrees is the same as 0.2 seconds.
Yeah,
he's just an idiot.
The coefficient. Okay, Ranty.
He tried to scale. He tried to scale out Blackpool Tower and
you can't scale it.
And the mountains in the distance. And he did it in meters
and
to centimeters.
Again.
And he did it like 27 times further away. I mean, it was so dumb. I mean, this is like his third attempt at trying to actually scale it out.
Ranty. So are you actually going to answer the question now?
No,
how would you account?
This is the first time we've hold on, wait, just let me finish. This is probably the first time that we've actually spoken.
It's the fifth time I
actually thought that you were dumb, but I actually now just think you're just crazy because I'm listening to you now and you're just not taking anything in. Maybe it's maybe it's both
again.
Crazy and stupid.
How did you take perspective into account with this image, Ranty?
Oh my god.
I'm waiting. You haven't answered it. How have you taken perspective into account? So that's a no then.
You're too stupid to talk to.
So Kima, I hope this is recorded.
It is recorded, and you're just too stupid to talk to.
Thank you. So instead of actually explaining to your audience, explain to your audience how you took a perspective into account, you just say, laugh and then sound stupid. Great rebuttal.
Yeah, you want me to.
By the way,
you want me to hold on. You want me to try and say how I took flat Earth perspective into this image in account? Yeah.
Not flat Earth. Perspective. Perspective comes with optics in a distance. You should know this of all people.
I gave you both. I told you where eye level was.
You haven't told.
I told you where eye level was in both.
Where's eye level? But tell me where eye level is. It's not point.
I literally told you it twice in the past. I went over it 2 times in the past 15 minutes. I told you exactly where eye level would be on a flat plane and where it would be on a globe. And you just stupidly waffled on and just completely either just didn't hear it or just stupidly ignored it. So you pick your point.
Right.
Which one was it?
Right. Could you repeat what you said for me, please?
Okay, so you ignored angular size change. You ignored that the convergence point ramps up to
yes. Yes,
convergence point is the horizon.
You're right.
You ignored that you had to take perspective into account with this thing. You ignore that distance plays a part with this observation.
You claim that everything is crushing itself in the convergence point, and you claim that that's where eye level is. Well, you can be destroyed categorically just by simple mathematics, knowing that the height of the mountain in the background, Great Orme, is 207 meters, and the height of the elevation of the camera was at 270 meters. So just based upon that alone, you can actually destroy your entire argument, saying that everything was crushed into the perspective crushing zone, whatever it is that you're claiming now, where everything seems to get crushed up into, and the horizon, the perceived horizon, is where eye level is. So we can literally just crush all that by the fact that Sandra just so happened to go to an elevation that was almost identical as the top of Great Orme. So you're too stupid to understand that.
No, you're just too dumb to understand things would, especially at 100 kilometers, angular size would change dramatically, and thus it will be
size.
smaller.
How would that
in
change the elevation profile? How would that change the elevation of Great Orm? How would that change it?
Because the floor rises relative to eye level, so that's rising the level. Do you understand? That's why you got that convergence point.
Is
that
rising.
Convergence point. Yes,
that,
relative to eye. Is the floor not rising according to perspective, Ranty?
Yeah, that, guys. The floor has risen up, and now the floor is the height of Sandra, which is 217 meters, which means that everything that we see above that, all the mountain, is then higher than Sandra somehow. So in his deluded mind, we must live on slopey flat Earth, because that's what Chemo was saying about 2 weeks ago.
So horizontal plane doesn't have slopes now?
No, slopey flat Earth.
Is that what
that's
you're telling
what
me?
Chemo punted before. This is literally what you're trying to resurrect. I'm sure of it.
No, what I'm trying to explain to you is you have no
You've just
clue how
talked about
perspective
slopey
works.
flat Earth. You've just explained slopey flat Earth, and you don't understand it.
You have just killed your own argument.
If the water's rising to eye level,
Thank you,
and she's
Ranty.
at 217 meters, why isn't the floor beneath her underwater?
What?
Why isn't the water underneath her feet then? If the horizon is rising up to eye level, if that water is rising up to 217 meters in the distance, how come the water's staying away from her feet?
What are you talking about? The water's underneath her feet.
You just said the horizon, the water's rising up to eye level.
It's not physical. It's not physical.
Oh, it's not a physical
Ranty.
rising up, is it not?
It's
so what
optical.
the hell is it then?
It's perspective. It's optical. It's called foreshortening. Do you understand? The closer, larger angle will foreshort and occult over the further closer angle, larger angle, the further smaller angle.
So let me get this right. So by your logic, you've claimed that the water should be up to her feet, that we live on slopey Earth, slopey flat Earth, and that everything in the distance is compressing into the compression zone and just gobbles everything up from the bottom up, right? So that's what we've heard so far in the past 15
No,
minutes.
that's misrepresenting what I'm saying, but okay. Everything has a convergence point when it comes to perspective. The point is, when you're looking into the distance, that ground is rising up to that convergence point, aka the horizon, which is you guys saying is the obstruction Earth curve to everything dropping in the distance. It's literally just the limited angle occulting everything because it has reached the diffraction limit. Now, those mountains that are compressed in the background is due to angular size change in the distance.
Compressed, are they? How are they compressed? Can you prove that they've been compressed in the distance?
Yes, because of angular size change. What happens
to
things
when
they get smaller in
the
the
distance? Can you do a calculation on the compression effects of the mountain that is not that far, the furthest on the left-hand side?
You said 100. You said 100 Ks.
Hold on, yeah, 100 Ks to the first one, to the Great Orm. But on the left-hand side, there's also another side to the trough, let's say, and that mountain is further away. And there's 207 meters of that, or 203 meters of that hidden. 203, not 111. So you've got two different values there, 203 versus 111. Can you tell me how this compression effect on both of these somehow suddenly matches up to the squared function of the Earth curve calculator? Is there a squared function on compression too? Because it must be, right?
What?
You must have a squared function on compression.
It seems
closer than the other.
You must have just a minute. You must have a compression squared function in that, right? For it to match this image. You do understand that, don't you?
Guys, I just found absolute proof of the flat Earth.
Okay, so Ranty, at 100 kilometers, and with her elevation, the distance to the horizon should be 53 kilometers away on your globe, correct? So that means 180 meters should be missing from that mountain without even taking angular size into account. So if you have to actually take perspective into account on your globe, you shouldn't be able to even see the mountain in the first instance. And those, how far those wind turbines you said? How far those wind turbines you said?
Hold on. First of all, why would you be taking angular size after you've already taken the distance into account?
Because you first have to take the distance. Angular size is based on distance. Didn't you know that?
Right. You work in kilometers, don't you? I would assume.
Yeah, right? You just said 100K, so I'm working on
100K to Great Orm, right? So get this, 100K to Great Orm, and you've got 111 meters missing due to perspective, right? According to you, right? So that's at 100 kilometers, right? You said that, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when you go to 110 kilometers, so just 10 kilometers further, just 10 little kilometers further, how come we get 203 meters missing of the mountain on the left?
Again, angular size change.
But that would
That's
be,
very
yeah, but
simple.
angular size change would be a constant, yeah? It wouldn't be a squared function, right? So there's basically almost double the amount missing of the mountain on the left-hand side at just 10 kilometers further, right? Almost double.
So
it's a square. So is your perspective now a squared function over distance?
So would that mountain be 0.15 degrees in angular size? Would you see that on your globe after it's gone? What did I say? Almost 200 feet
I haven't done the
below?
measurements on how many degrees
Oh,
it is.
thank you. But
I haven't
you
done
did
the
a
measurement.
video.
Hold on, wait a minute. I haven't done the measurement on how many degrees it is. Don't use that as an escape. Answer the question.
Whoa.
Answer the question.
You just did a video.
Answer the question. Don't run away. Don't run away. 10 kilometers further away. 10 kilometers further, the mountain on the left-hand side, part of the dip, that mountain on the left-hand side, there's 203 meters missing of that, right? And yet on the right-hand side, Great Orme, hold on, and Great Orme on the right has 111 meters missing, but this is only 10 kilometers further. So where in that 10 kilometers did it get an exponential, let's say, let's just give it a value of 100 meters. How come 100 meters over just 10 further kilometers was missing due to perspective?
Again, everything is having the same amount missing due to the occultation of the convergence point, of the limited angle. You putting a metering value to it is not that actual meter because it has changed in angular size. Do you understand that?
Right, okay, so
you have to take it in degrees that's changed. Now,
right,
I'm telling you,
according to that mountain, another question. I've got a series of questions for you. Hold on, I've got a series of questions for you.
Let me finish my statement.
All right, you make your statement. I'll ask questions.
According to that mountain and the angular size, with your globe math, it should not even be shown. So it shows how you've done your research on this image because you haven't taken perspective into account, you haven't taken any angular size into account, and then you claim it's for a globe and you don't even tell me where the horizon is in the first instance to block this stuff. So it shows to me you've done really ill prepared on this image.
Hardly ill prepared. Yeah, so the calculation was done on how much should be missing on a globe, and it was absolutely perfect for the same amount missing on a globe. You just want to infer that you should then include angular size change over distance after you've given it a drop value. Yeah, that's just total lunacy. But let's go back to the point in hand. Right, so on the left-hand side, we have a mountain that is 110 kilometers away, right? Now, if it's further away, right, get this. If it's further away on your flat plane, and you say that everything's rising up to the horizon, right? Everything's rising up, right? You'd agree with that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, go on.
So if the mountain on the left
not the mountain.
So if the mountain is further away, right? On the left-hand side, that mountain on the left-hand side is further away. Hold on, it's further away than Great Orme on the right. Yeah. Why? When you're saying we've got more, why have we got more missing on the left-hand side that's further away than on the right-hand side? If it should be rising up.
It's not rising up. Everything above the convergence point is going down to the convergence point. Everything below the convergence point is going up towards the convergence point. This is perspective, Ranty. You should be knowing this.
The height of the mountain is a given number. You understand that?
Yeah, he doesn't understand it. He doesn't understand that his perspective argument is failing due to the fact that that his is just like a linear function of perspective. So in his mind, it's a calculation, that you can just work out. Hold on, shut up, will you? For fuck's sake, I'm talking to someone else. Wait your turn, you fucking dumb shit.
We're supposed to be having the conversation, not someone else.
Yeah, well, I'm not talking to you right now. You're just too dumb to talk.
We were talking the whole time.
Yeah,
so
but
Ranty, instead of running away like a coward,
Is perspective a squared function? Oh my god.
Stop running. Yes, it's squared. Yes, squared function. Now stop running away.
Did you say it is?
Yes. Now stop running away from the argument.
Thank you.
And please point.
So just confirm. Can you actually say that in a sentence? Can you say that in a sentence, please? Can you say that in a sentence?
How far are those how far are those wind turbines from the observation?
Right. Can you just say that in a sentence, please? I want you to repeat what you've just said.
I'm not going to entertain your idiocy. How far are those wind turbines from the observer?
Have you not done this calculation? Why do you want me to feed you with how far these turbines away? Have you not done
Because
them?
you know this is going to kill you. Because you know this is going to kill your argument. That's why you can't
I
answer
want
it.
you to repeat that. I want you to repeat.
I asked you a question.
I'm not going to answer another question. I will not answer another question of yours.
Run away like a coward. Run away like a coward.
I'm not going to answer another. I will answer another question.
According to perspective, with distance, everything halves. Okay? So yes, squared function. Would you please go and actually tell me now what is the distance to those
everything halves.
Wind turbines? Yes.
Everything halves is a squared function.
Yes. Okay. So would you please go and tell me now, with those wind turbines, how far it is from the observer?
Which turbine would you want? Which turbine do you need?
All of them. Doesn't matter. Every single
wind turbine.
The first one. Take the closest one. Take the closest one.
What? The very first turbine that you see in the image. Next, which one? Which one?
Anyone.
71 kilometers.
Okay. Where is the geometric horizon supposed to be?
Hold on, what does Chemo say? Told you Ranty wasn't alone.
50.
Sorry, what did you say? What did you ask me? I'm just reading what Chemo... I'm trying to pay attention to the debate too. Go ahead. I'm reading what Chemo's saying in the chat. Answer the question. What did you ask me?
So in other words, you're just ignoring me. So
well,
you say...
I can still listen. I can still listen to you because it's just like... right, so 71 kilometers to the first turbine, yeah? Now what?
Okay, 70. Where's your geometric horizon supposed to be?
I don't know. You had the calculation up a minute ago. Surely you should be able to tell me, right?
53, correct?
Is it? Let's see. I don't know. Is it? Let's have a look. What was the... Hang on.
What was the elevation?
Yeah. Hang on. Let's... I'll bring it up 1 sec. I'll get it up.
He said 217 meters. He said 217 meters is elevation. I'm just trying to help you, because you seem to be not knowing your own calculations,
Right, so that's in fucking miles now. 35 miles. Let me change it around. To miles. Right, so the horizon, the first wind turbine in the image is 44 miles away, and the horizon should be 35 miles away. Now what?
Cool. So 10 miles before. Now, how much of that first turbine should be hidden by your horizon?
Oh, crikey. Let's work this out. Seduce. I can't believe. Why are you asking me these questions? But I mean, you haven't actually done this. I mean, are you going to try and debunk me here? Which is great. I love it.
I'm trying to obfuscate.
Right, here we go.
It's very simple.
Nobody's obfuscating.
Well, if you have a point to make, Flatzoid, you should just make it.
He's making it. He's made it.
Why
are you white knighting for him?
Well, because you're doing this weird thing. I'll tell you.
I think Ranty's a big boy.
You've asked me a question. Let me answer the question.
Why are you white knighting him?
You're doing this. I'm answering that question. You have now asked it, which you've now asked 4 times.
Can you stop white knighting for him?
Okay. You've asked
53 feet. 53 feet. Hello. 53 feet.
Hang on, Ranty. You've asked that question 4 times while I was trying to answer it. And the answer is because you're doing this weird thing where you have a point to make, and the point that you have to make is apparently dependent on Ranty's knowledge of something. And I wonder why that is. Why can't you just make your point without it being dependent on Ranty's knowledge of something? However, his knowledge of this tells him the answer is 53 feet. Go ahead.
It's funny that he's got the knowledge of it, but he has to work it out on the fly for me. So don't tell me he's got the knowledge when he has.
I've not literally.
You think he should have all of this memorized? The distance.
Or you made a claim
for every object.
Anyway, Ranty.
This is your claim. What are you talking about?
So Ranty, this wind turbine that you're saying should have how much blockage by that elevation? It should be.
Well, let me do it.
The block of that
16 meters of it. 16 meters must be hidden. Yeah.
And how large is the angular size of that thing by that distance?
Fucking hell.
Oh, wait, I
Angular
forgot. You
size.
guys
So wait a
don't take
minute.
angular size. Wait, I
You
forgot
asked
you
me.
guys
Hold
don't
on,
take
just a
angular
second.
size.
Hold on, just a second. You asked me how much.
What do you
should be
mean by
missing.
angular size precisely?
You
You mean
Weird that. I wonder why that is.
Right, do you know the height of the wind turbines themselves that we're looking at? How much should be missing off them? That would be important, right? Surely you must know that.
You said 60 meters.
I didn't say
Flatzoid.
I didn't say the turbines were 60 meters. The hub height,
Well, I
so
asked
from the
about
base.
it.
Hold on, wait a minute. So from the base of the actual turbine where it meets the water to the actual thing in the middle where the blades spin around, that's called the hub, right? So that's 98 meters. Right, that's the height of it. The gigantic wind turbines. I think they're the largest wind turbines actually in the world, or thereabouts, and they are 98 meters tall. Right, massive, big
Great.
bastards. Right,
Sorry, then
98
they should-
meters.
so
Hold
they
on,
only
hold on.
should be
Just
a
let me
third.
finish. Just let me finish. 98 meters, and on the curve calculator, the turbine at the foreground should have just 16 meters of it missing. Right, that is around
16.
about 16.
Okay,
16,
okay,
so that's 17%, or thereabout, 16.5% of the turbine should be missing. Now, that wouldn't even make the wind turbine blades touch the water on the nearest ones. And guess what? The wind turbines in the foreground don't have the wind turbines splashing the water. But the wind turbines in the background, which actually would give more of a drop, due to the fucking curvature of Earth, suddenly those turbines in the distance, the smaller ones, the ones further away, they are splashing the water. Do you know why? Because they're behind
Because
Earth.
of angular size change. No, it's because it's angular size change. Do you understand? Now, tell me.
Go on,
what is
right.
the
So you've
difference
asked me all
of
these
the-
questions.
of
I've
the-
just been through
tell-
everything, and you've
tell
just
me, what
you've
is the
just said to one
difference?
thing: it's
What-
angular size
can you
change.
see-
Please tell me
can
why
you
it's angular
see-
size change that has
can
caused them
you-
to start splashing the
can-
water.
Can you see the size difference between the back turbine compared to the front turbine? Can you see the size difference there, Ranty?
Yes, it's smaller.
Cool. So angular size change.
Doesn't
You
make it
understand the
splash the
problem?
water, does it?
Oh, yes, it does. If something gets
No, it
small in the
doesn't.
distance and it's converging into the convergence point that it's occulting at,
No,
it
it
would
doesn't.
splash into the water. This is
And
simple
hold on,
perspective.
and especially it doesn't this way.
You know
because-
what,
Ranty,
dude?
I
Don't
thought
say
you wrote
it's-
the book on perspective,
Don't say.
Ranty.
Don't
Oh,
say.
stop
it's
white knighting,
Well,
oh, James,
look.
you are the white knight.
We'll do it that way. We do it the hard way. Don't say it's simple perspective. This is bullshit that Flatzoid made up. Not simple perspective. Completely made up bullshit. Okay? Just remember that.
But and hiding behind Jamesy. Jamesy, baby. Oh,
Nobody's
Jamesy,
hiding.
baby.
If you
just
do
So
that
you
again,
just-
I'll just mute
Okay,
you.
Ranty,
If you keep doing that, you will be
Ranty,
muted.
I don't give a shit what you said. Because all
Yeah,
you do
actually,
is
just
white
mute him
knight
for a second. I want him to hear this. Just mute him for a second because I want him to actually listen to this.
Look, idiot. This is a room of 50 odd people. Anybody can take part. Okay?
Yeah, so this is the reason why you wouldn't have the blade splashing the water, Flatzoid. Listen up, Sunshine. Her elevation is 217 meters. The turbine height to the hub is 98 meters, which means on either model, she's looking down upon those turbine blades, which means that at no point will the water be obstructing the blades on a flat surface.
That sounds like a claim to me that you have to
It
actually
is an
go
absolute
and...
claim, a definitive claim.
Okay.
I am making that claim.
Okay, you want to back them up?
Please prove me
You
wrong.
want to back... I just did. It's called perspective. The limited
I
angle
literally
is
just talked you
occulting
through
it.
perspective how it's impossible to be occulted by the water based upon the
You
known
want me to keep
elevations
quiet when
of the
you
turbine
talk.
and the
You
height
want
of
me
the
to keep
hill.
quiet when you talk, but you don't want to keep quiet when I talk. The angular size of that turbine compared to what is occulted, it would touch the behind that occulted surface.
No, it wouldn't.
Ranty. That's how perspective works.
No,
Yes,
it
because
doesn't.
things above, everything above the convergence line compresses downwards into the convergence line. Everything beneath it convergence upwards. That's how it works, Ranty.
Right.
I
Okay.
thought you wrote the book on perspective.
So hold
What's
on
wrong
then.
with you?
So hold on then. So you're telling me that the distance of the near turbine, so the turbine in the foreground, that's quite big, 45 miles away, and the turbine behind. Do you know a distance to the furthest turbine? Do you know how far away that is in the image?
Give me a guess. Maybe 60?
No.
I don't know.
No,
What does it matter?
No.
50
Just
meters?
50. Just 50 miles. Hold on,
50
no.
miles, yeah?
It's just 50 miles. So in the foreground, we have 45 miles, and in the background, we have 50 miles. So it's just 5 miles further away.
So it's
Very
5
far.
miles.
Not very far.
Mhm.
Just 5 miles.
That's
5
far.
pitiful miles, right? And in those 5 pitiful
5 miles
miles,
is a lot.
we've suddenly got exponential or whatever, it's squared function of compression rate, right? According to you, due to perspective.
It's called angular size change.
Miles, over 5 miles. 5 miles isn't that far, is it?
You do know distance halves. I mean, the what's name halves with distance. That's how perspective works in the distance, Ranty. So with that angular size change, with that 5 miles, it's quite a substantial amount of angular size change.
Listen, guys, I have to go. My food's here. Hold on, I have to go. I'll be back in a bit. I'll be listening though.
Run away!
Angular size
Run
change
away!
angular size change makes
Run
something.
away!
Angular size change makes something appear smaller. It doesn't make the bottom